When it comes to foldable 20-inch e-bikes, it doesn't really get much lighter than this model here. It's the ADO Air Carbon. It weighs just 12.5 kilos. Phenomenal weight thanks to the carbon fiber they've used in the frame and the fork of this model. 20-inch size tires, 160 millimeter hydraulic disc brakes. It has the battery here in the seat post. It's 9.6 amp hours, and it should give us a range of up to 100 kilometers in the eco mode, according to ADO. Of course, I'll be testing that out. Rear hub motor, which is 250 watts, running on a 36 volt system, and a carbon belt drive. So that means no oily chain to have to worry about maintaining the derailleur getting out of alignment. However, it means we've just got one gear. So I'm really keen to see the climbing performance of this foldable e-bike. And I'll show you later in the video how quick and easy it is to fold this model up. Fantastic day. Summer has arrived. Pretty much perfect weather here to be testing out an e-bike. Now, there's a couple other things I want to point out. The seat does not have a huge amount of padding. It's not wide. It's a synthetic leather they've used, but it is comfortable. It does the job. Really, I don't have any complaints. Our main power switch is right here for the battery. So the seat post is our battery, 9.6 amp hours, 36 volt system. It has this cable that I've seen before that you can easily plug in and remove too. You just got to twist this blue part here and then you pop it out. The rear tail light is not hardwired, unfortunately. It has its own battery that it did come with, and you can see it's bright enough. It's good for safety. It's decent. Tires, 26 inches by 20 inches by 1.75. They are from CST, the brand of tire, with a street road tread pattern to them, not off-road, which wouldn't suit. The rear hub motor, it has no gears, internal gears on this one, no. The other model from ADO does have the second gear, but this is just a single speed. Bafang motor though, however, 250 watts, and we've got the carbon frame. This cuts down on that weight. So the weight, excluding the kickstand and also the magnet for the front here, which they haven't finalized yet, is 12.5 kilos. I talked about in the intro, so very good. Side reflectors included that fit into the spokes there, and we do have the sidewall that's got the reflector on it, reflector strip. This is this part right here, and it's really good for safety. So it's a carbon belt drive, single speed. This means no maintenance, oiling of a chain at all to have to worry about, and those carbon belt drives are good for around about 30,000 kilometers, which is a lot. Now the pedals, they're a little small in size, but there's one big positive, at least for me, and that's they're not foldable pedals. I don't like foldable pedals. I'm against them. You probably heard me rant on about this in my other videos. They can easily break, and those ones are strong. They're not going to break. So GPS module located right here with the application. You can track and find out the location of the bike. We have the fold here in the frame, which is flush. It doesn't flex. There's no movement in this. It feels very good. The latch you push forward, you pull this open, and I'll show you shortly what the bike is like to set it up, unlatch it, or fold it up and get it into a car too as well. You got the ADO branding there on the side, the front headlight with its little reflector, very standard unit. I've seen a lot of this. You can see now at nighttime, bright enough, looks good. No suspension on the front fork. Some may see this as a con for ride comfort, but again, it's all about just trying to keep this as light as possible. If they put a front shock on this, that would certainly add a kilo or two more to the weight of it. The carbon does use a torque sensor. This is very good with the power delivery. It's smooth, it's instant, and when you need it, and it cuts out straight away too. So it's not like the speed sensors, which can be both a little bit lazy to start. Sometimes they can be quite slow when you stop pedaling to actually cut out. So it works really well, and I'm happy and pleased that they've done this with the bike. So 160 millimeter hydraulic disc brakes, no branding on the calipers, no branding on the levers either. This is a kickstand that I bought myself from AliExpress, just a very cheap one, just to use for this video. It will add some weight, of course, but it makes it a lot more convenient for my filming. And it's a kickstand there for a child's bike. This is for a BMX, 20-inch rims, the size of them are small there. And we do have our seat post that locks into place, so no one can go along and steal this expensive battery pack, the 9.6 amp hours, 36 volt one that they claim, ADO, 100 kilometers range, which seems a lot, yes. Now you see that the mechanism here for the handlebars, it's very strong, non-adjustable height here with that handlebar too. Now levers are hydraulic, so they have a very good feel to them. Lock grips for the grips, so they're not spinning around, which is good. Pedal assist levels up and down right here, power on. We've got 3 pedal assist levels. You see all the information on the screen, although it's hard to make out right now. With the camera I'm using, shutter rate's not going to match the screen either. And with this, you see the battery life too as well. And you can change it from the eco to the sport mode using the application. Quick release right here. And I'm not a huge fan of this. I wish this was simply just bolted on, because someone could go along and unrelease this and screw this out and try and take the handlebars. But, you know, I don't think anyone's going to really do that, but you never know. And here we have a bell. Basic included, but good for safety, and it's there. So I have been for my ride. I want to put the bike back in my car. So folding it up is very easy. So the latch here, just push forward on that, open it. The handlebar, pull up on that, push it down, drop that handlebar down to one side. Then the bike folds in half. And because it's only 12.5 kilos, this is super lightweight compared to all the other bikes that I'm typically covering. And then you can easily slot it now into my car boot there, which is an estate. It's not super large, but it fits in there all right. Now, if you do have other cars that don't have a big boot opening, then it might be a little bit of a jigsaw puzzle to get it in, but you should be able to do it. Or other cars, you just have to simply put the rear seats down and then slot it into place. And now when it's time to pull out the bike and ride again, it's very easy and super quick, as I'll show you. So you just need to open it up again, clip that latch into place, and then lift up the handlebar. Make sure that you just push that latch forward, because it normally latches back itself by itself there. Clip it in. There we go. Done. I'm now ready to ride. I just need to raise the seat up a little here. It is really that quick and easy to get yourself up and riding without air carbon. Riding position is comfortable for 20-inch size bike. And when you get on it, because the handlebars are reasonably high, it really isn't that bad to ride, because you're quite upright, the riding position. And my knees, you can see that they are not going to strike their handlebars. Even if I do quite a sharp turn, I don't have any issues with that at all. So I don't find the frame to be too cramped. The geometry of it all isn't bad for a 20-inch style foldable e-bike. So torque sensor with our Bafang motor. And when I start to pedal, you get that power delivery straight away, which is really good. We've got those 3 pedal assist levels. You can also put it into a sport mode, but I'm running the eco mode at the moment. So the more you give it, the more it gives you in return that motor, when it senses that you're putting in some pressure there, some power with your legs, it'll give you back an equal amount. So if I just power up this small, tiny little climb, absolutely effortless. Climb test, and of course we don't have any gears. It's that single carbon belt drive. The Bafang 250 watt motor, and I do have it in pedal assist level 3. The torque sensor should help me out here, so the more I give it, the more it's going to give me back in return. And I'm climbing this actually at a very good pace, steady pace of about 15-16 kilometers per hour. I'd estimate that I'm putting in, and there's the dogs, they don't like electric bikes. I'm estimating that I'm putting in probably about 50% effort, maybe 60. The bike is doing the rest, but this is not bad at all, considering it only has that single carbon belt drive. For brakes, hydraulics, 160mm. They're no brand ones. They work all right. So from 30 kilometers per hour, emergency brake from the white post. And I'm well before this post. Doggies are not happy. I'm sorry for bothering you. Okay, so the range, that's all subjective, of course, because it does vary with the rider weight, terrain, climbs and whatnot. I'm looking at around 50 to 60, 65 max range that I can get out of it. For a 9.8-hour battery and 20-inch size rims, that is actually very good. Of course, it falls well short of their 100-kilometer claim, but I still think it's a good figure that I can get. So the frame quality, the finish, the weight of it is exceptional. It's really good for those of you out there that want the lightest possible bike there. Now, pricing, I don't quite know what it's going to sell for, but I do believe because of the carbon fiber, it will be a little bit pricier than some of their other models. Makes sense. The Bafang motor, 250 watts, is good for the climbing performance, although it isn't the best that I have seen, and we do have the single speed there too as well. And then the braking performance, good. Everything really checks out with this model. I really like it, and it's just the big one, the big selling point is the weight of it, And I do like the fact that it has a built-in GPS module, so you always know where it is, and in case it does get stolen, you can give that information to the police and hopefully find your bike again. So thank you so much for watching my review here of the ADO Air Carbon.